What's up, friends? It's your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars together to have a dope conversation about Bitcoin news, world news, alpha fresh and hot off the presses. You name it, we got it with DeOrganized Media. I hope you have had a very high frequency start to your week. Hopefully you touched some grass over the weekend and, hopefully got some ass, like our beloved Peace Love music would say. We've got a lot going on in our space, and July seems to be a historically bullish month. So I'm feeling very bullish. I'm feeling very, the hopium is real. Alts looking like like a snack right now. Like a lot of different alts are in discounts, and Bitcoin coming in around 107K. Looking strong, looking strong. Stacks coming in around 65 cents at the moment, looking like it's kind of chopping sideways. It is a holiday week for the U.S. The 4th of July will be on Friday this year, so very, very cool. I know people are gearing up to have some fireworks and, maybe doing some grilling out and stuff like that, all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's get straight into the news. I got some good bookmarks that I want to go over from, X. So let's see what's going on. All right. This is Nature is Amazing. To be ducks walking on hydrenia petals. Look at this, man. They're living their best life. Look at this. These ducks, man. Like, it looks like a fantasy. But this is not my bookmark. So let me stop getting distracted. I'll get over to the bookmarks and I'll bring you the alpha. Let's go. From the Trust Machines handle, and you can follow them at Trust Machines Co. Breaking Stats now sits at the top among Bitcoin side systems, as measured by Bitcoin layers and BTC supply. It's also the only side system to receive a green rating for finality. In order to reorg Stacks, you would have to reorg Bitcoin. And look at this infographic here. Stacks has everything and above for Bitcoin layers, and it is the top dog, Big Daddy, as in BTC supply locked on chain. So go figure out what Stacks is about. I'm telling you, this rocket fuel is about to be spread all over this ecosystem with this new endowment proposal. Looks like everybody is voting in favor for this. I'm loving it. I am very excited. Moving on from this chat here, this is me. GPSC_SDX is where you can follow me. GM stackers, new weekly challenges are posted in the Stacking DAO and Zest protocol discords. Join the Discord to learn how you can win SIP10 assets for being active and participating in the activity schedule. New activity schedules will be dropping later today, and they have actually dropped. So go check it out, guys. Go get into the Zest and Stacking DAO discords. I am the community manager over there. I have many based activities, including game nights, daily rumbles, weekly challenges, monthly poker tournaments, you name it, we got it, and a weekly Pokemon tournament and league that we have put together. So go check it out, guys. Get involved. There are awesome prizes up for grab, ranging from STSDX, auto compounding, yield assets, liquid stacking tokens, to SIP10 assets and community tokens in a Zest community chest. So get in there, have some fun. It is about finding the alpha and grinding, but do not forget to have fun in this space as well. Moving on, the new activity schedule is posted. The activity schedules for the Stacking DAO and Zest protocol discords have been posted, so this is later on in the day. And I also made this little infographic for that there. So, before and after. So there you go. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. ET is the Stacks DeFi show. Be sure to set your reminders. At 1 p.m. in the Stacking DAO Discord, we will be cooking some art and searching for the alpha in the weekly screen share. Join us in the Discord for your chance to win $10 in SDSDX. Very cool here. And as you can see, I made this little graphic here telling you, hey, Stacking DAO weekly screen share going down tomorrow at 1 p.m. You should set your reminders. I'm going to go throw it on the DeOrganized.media calendar. And, hopefully people will be able to, find their way to the Discord through that link. So definitely go over to DeOrganized.media, check out the show schedule, make your profile, get into the game, and start earning some dApps. Let's go. Moving on from Route 25. Route 25. This is a new one. There's growing long-term potential developing in the Stacks ecosystem or STX ecosystem. SIP31, a new emission schedule for the Bitcoin L2 stacks designed to kickstart growth through incentives and market efforts, is passing with a major yes vote. Well-known VCs like Tim Draper, Union Square Ventures, and HiveMind Capital have voiced support for the chain. Expect growth initiatives, as mentioned in the quoted tweet, to accelerate over the coming months. Keeping Worth keeping an eye on STX. Wow. And also, if you did not know, STX DeFi season is live. A collaborative launch by leading Stacks BTC5 protocols in partnership with Zeely.io. Earn from a 50K STX reward pool by completing on-chain Bitcoin DeFi quests. Build up your XP. Bigger seasons are coming. So you can go check that out at stxdefi.com. Definitely give the main Stacks handle a follow at Stacks. Very, very base. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Let's move on. So from the main Stacks handle here, Stacks is everywhere right now. Eco leaders, connecting with investors, funds, users, and and more at every crypto summit. Photo Stacks creator Manib at Selene Summit, an invite-only event for top allocators, fund managers, and founders in digital assets. More summits in the thread. This is the thread. Let's check it out. Meanwhile, Stacks Asia org, that is Stacks Asia. You can follow them at Stacks Asia org. Executive Director Kyle Ellicott at the main stage of Multi-Chain Day for ETHCC Canes. Stacks was also speaking today at the RWA Summit. More below. Stacks offers Solana-like experiences with speed, but doesn't sacrifice Bitcoin finality and security. Stacks Asia Foundation's Kyle Ellicott as the real-world assets. At the Real World Assets Summit. Look at this Chad right here. Go ahead, Kyle. I see you with your bad self. All right. Moving on from there. From the Hermetica camp, and you can follow them at Hermetica5. USDH yields come from a unique delta neutral strategy tied to Bitcoin perpetual futures funding rates. Here's how it works. Okay. The protocol holds a long spot BTC position. To hedge price risk, it takes a short position on the BTC perpetual futures exchanges. These short futures positions pay or receive funding every 8 hours, depending on the market demand. When funding is positive, the protocol earns a yield from the short position. The yield generated from positive funding are then distributed to USDH stakers. USDH yield fluctuates with market demand for leverage, but historically has averaged positive APYs. If funding turns negative, the funding payments are covered by our reserve fund. On those days, stakers don't earn yield, but their principal remains safe. The reserve fund acts as a buffer to maintain stability through market downturns and funding rate swings. Track the full yield history live on our APY dashboard. If you do not know about USDH, it is the first Bitcoin-backed stablecoin in existence that is native to Bitcoin. It is a rune and a very, very based asset. It is. So go check out Hermetica. Go check out Hermetica 2.0. Yeah, this is how I want my stables backed by Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. All right, coming from the Stacking DAO camp, and you can follow them at Stacking DAO. Don't miss the Stacks DeFi show tomorrow at 10 a.m. ET. The new show will feature all the main Stacks DeFi apps and others sharing news, creating a more open and engaging format. Set a reminder so you don't miss it. That goes down every Tuesday at 10 a.m. ET. Definitely go check out this DeFi show. As we can see in this little picture here, we got Stacking DAO, we got Tycho, Philip, Hermetica, Velar, Arcadico, Zest Protocol, Bitfo, Granite, and Rubes there. So very, very based. I love this show. It's really cool to get the updates from the guys themselves. So very, very based. Coming from the Zest Protocol camp, and you can follow them at Zest Protocol. Come hang out with the Stacks community in the Zest Town Hall AMA. It's the perfect place to discuss new developments in Stacks, hear Web3 updates, and have fun together. Tune in on Wednesday, the 2nd of July at 11 p.m. EST or 5 p.m. CET. Definitely set your reminders. We have high frequency vibes, and we discuss alpha and different stuff going on within the ecosystem, world news, you name it. We're covering it in the Zest Town Hall. So go catch some good vibes in the middle of your week. It is on Hump Day, right around 11 p.m. ET. Also, on that day, we have a weekly screen share in the Zest Discord at 1 p.m., so you should definitely tune into that too. Uh, Moving on, Zest Protocol here again. Why chase the next hype coin when you can earn yield on BTC, the top performing asset? SBTC, here's your total supplied here on Zest. We've got 53.97 million worth of SBTC supplied. APY 3.98% there. Total borrowed 5.06. That is worth 544K. Borrow APR variable 5.05% at the moment of this post. So very cool. Again from Stacking. Oh, nope. Yeah, we're hearing from Stacking DAO again here. The Stacking DAO cycle update is here. Catch up on all the latest updates from the last few weeks. So let's just read a couple of these real quick. Stacking DAO inflows continue to rise with 2 million STX deposited through native stacking and the pool size growing nearly 50%. Trust in the protocol continues to grow, fueling even more inflows. Very base. DeFi updates related to Stacking DAO. Stacking DAO is joining the STX DeFi Summer Season 1 campaign on Zeely to boost engagement and on-chain activity across the Stacks ecosystem. Season 1 just kicked off. Time to get involved. Other initiatives and news related to Stacking DAO. Stacking should always feel like you're earning more, not less. To improve the experience, SBTC rewards will now be shown in sats by default for amounts under 0.01 BTC. Love it. Earn those sats. There you go. Voting for SIP31 is now live. Stacking DAO has made it easy for users holding STSDX and STSDX BTC or natively stacked STX to vote directly on their website from their connected wallet. DeFi deployments are counted, so if you have these assets supplied in, say, Zest, you can still also cast your vote for SIP31. So no worries there. Go make your voice heard. Vote yes or no on SIP31 from stackingdao.com/vote. And I think this is the last one. The Stacking DAO team will be at ETHCC Canes from July 30th to July 3rd. Reach out if you'll be there. Oh, look at this here. Got a boost rocket right here. Notification. We'll check that out. Big shout out to the BoostX crew. You should definitely follow BoostX at BoostX_app. Love it. We'll check that out in just a moment. The Stacking DAO cycle update is here. Catch up on all the latest updates from the last 2 weeks. We'll cover a couple of these right here. Stacking DAO, we covered this right here. We covered all this. This is the same one. Okay, so boom. Okay, this one right here. This is the one. Over 99% of voters on Stacking DAO have backed SIP31 so far. Currently, 2.5 million STX deposited on the protocol has been used to cast a vote. You still have 10 days to cast your vote using STSDX, STSDX BTC, or natively stacked STX. So 99.5% of voters on Stacking DAO have backed SIP31. Very base. Very base. Here you go, guys. Pay attention to this one. This is the one that I need to, let you know about. Okay, let's listen. So, important announcement. The Stacking DAO website will be undergoing maintenance on Thursday, July 3rd, from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. UTC. During this one-time update, the website will be temporarily disabled. We'll share an update soon as it's back online. So coming this Thursday, guys, be sure to check this out. Don't freak out if you see that the website is like they have to update some stuff and make sure that things like they're trying to improve the user experience or whatever it may be. They have some maintenance to do. So just wanted to let you know here, so you don't have to worry anything about it. So letting you know now, guys. Moving on into the main news, Germany's largest bank group, Sparkassen, will launch crypto trading for retail clients by summer 2026. Okay. Getting into banks offering crypto trading. Okay. Latest, gold demand diverges as retail sales plunged 70% year over year in May. Meanwhile, Asia Pacific demand surges, led by a 12% increase in China and a 30% across Southeast Asia. Wow. Gold, right? Okay, I see gold bugs like some of them maybe US is trying to grab some Bitcoin right now, and then Asia sees an opportunity, so they're going to scoop up some cheaper gold. I do not know. Just in, an early Ethereum ICO participant woke up after 11 years. Their 1,000 ETH bought for $310 is now worth $2.44 million. That is a big well there. He was early, so he's got the bags. Update. Most major banks now expect the Fed to cut rates by 25 to 100 BPS starting as early as July, while a few still see no cuts in 2025. So speculation is that maybe we have some rate cuts at the end of this month. We have FOMC on the 29th and 30th of this month, so maybe we might see a rate cut this month. Who knows? Just in, this is a big one. Circle applies for U.S. National Trust Bank license. So maybe Circle might become a bank. Okay. New, Elon Musk says Neuralink users will eventually control a full Tesla Optimus robot remotely, including full body movement and sensors. I got to watch this demonstration about what they're doing for these guys. The first 7 people that got the Neuralink, they call themselves like P1, P2, P3, like associated with the what number they were to get the Neuralink. And this guy, they mapped the brain movement. The guy was thinking of a hand and how to move it, and they connected that to a robotic hand that was crafted by Tesla. So freaking crazy to think that people may just be able to control a robot with their mind. Sci-fi stuff. Very cool. Bullish. Bitcoin is on track for its highest monthly close in history. So I can go to the monthly chart real quick, take a look at this bad boy, and let's see where we need to close above before to make that happen. So let me go to the monthly. Let's go, and we need to close above. Oh wow, yeah, easy. We need to close above 104k. 630 to have the highest close in history. So very, very cool stuff there. I love that. I love that for Bitcoin. Very, very bullish. Just in, Robinhood successfully transferred private OpenAI shares via Arbitrum, confirms CEO Vlad Tenov. So I guess they're using Arbitrum to kind of transfer shares of OpenAI. They're using some blockchain technology to transfer a stock. That's crazy. Big. The U.S. Supreme Court rejects appeal to block IRS from accessing Coinbase user data, allowing the agency to collect info on 14,000 plus crypto customers. Yuck. Yuck. So the court rejects the appeal to block IRS from access. Oh my God. Yeah. Bullish. S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 closed at all-time highs on June 30th. Look at that. Just in, Senator Loomis is drafting an amendment to allow Americans to use Bitcoin and crypto without fear of tax violations. But what about stablecoins, Miss Loomis? What about stablecoins? I like my yield-bearing stablecoins. Get out of here. Genius trap. Forget about it. Bullish. The number of Bitcoin wallets holding over 1 million in BTC has seen a sharp rise in the recent weeks. And I think this might be the last one that I'm going to cover. Yeah, let me see this one right here. So Robinhood launches tokenized U.S. stock trading in the EU, unveils a layer 2 blockchain, adds crypto staking in the U.S., and rolls out perpetual futures in Europe. Robinhood making major moves, making an L2 probably on ETH. Who knows? ETH is the testnet. They're not that based. So yeah. Bhutan government wallet sends 137 BTC worth 14.75 million to Binance, still holds over 1.28 billion in Bitcoin. And something related to that down here. Let me see. Bhutan. Where you at, Bhutan? Bhutan. All right. Crypto payments gain traction in Bhutan as nearly 1,000 merchants adopt digital assets via Binance Pay. So I wonder if that might have something to do with it. Is that they're now starting to use that as the currency, so they had to send some to an exchange to do the thing. Kazakhstan plans to launch a state crypto reserve managed by its central bank, says National Bank Chairman Timur Suleimanov. I didn't think I did too bad on that name. I don't think I butchered it too bad. And let's read the inflows. Digital asset funds pulled 2.7 billion last week, lifting H1 inflows to 17.8 billion. BTC led with 2.2 billion, while Sol saw its biggest week in nearly 2 months at 5 million. So inflows good, and Polymarket users predict an 87% chance Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high before October. So there we go. I got some base chads in the house now. I don't want to keep them waiting too long. So let's look at this BoostX boost right here and see what I got. As you can see, I have the BoostX. I have the extension downloaded, so I can connect my wallet here directly to X. And then if I were to go click on this little rocket here, let's see what I got. 2.9 STX for just reading the news, based and boosted. My guy. I think I know who did that. So very, very cool. That is a broadcast boost. So if you are a podcaster, go register your BNS on BNS.1 and put your BNS as your X name. But without further ado, we have some base chads in the house. We have Crypto Dude, the BoostX founder, in the house, and we have our beloved Peace Love Music in the house tonight. Welcome, fellas. Happy Monday. How are we feeling?
Feeling good, man. How are you today, man?
Dude, badass as hell. I feel the vibes. I feel the energy. Last week had some like weird energy. I had weird energy personally. This week, feeling it like I'm locked in the zone, and we have a new month coming up. So, very, very good energy going on. Especially seeing that the endowment is being widely accepted, received good. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it's good to see
I'm on a roll.
lots of support by it, or for it rather. I'm excited to see what comes of it. I want more details. Obviously, everybody thinks chomping at the bit for more details. So, super exciting times in Stacks right now.
Yeah, I think that once this actually passes, Alex Miller has his office hours with Hero Systems on Mondays at like 10:30 or something like that. You know,
10:30.
yeah, we'll see some more spaces surrounding the SIP and like processes and stuff, like people discussing and like what's the next steps and stuff like that. I'm sure it'll be just as transparent. So I am excited. I know that this is something that will help our ecosystem and our builders here. So I love to see the support. I love to see like Rena Shaw getting into like the Pepe community forums, trying to like make the circuits and like find out what spaces to jump into. The people that work for the legacy companies in Stacks are getting on the ground floor and trying to get involved. That makes me very bullish. Makes me feel like, dude, a culmination of everybody's work, everybody that's been working at the ground floor, doing community building, is being heard. It makes me feel good. It makes my heart feel good.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing people out there getting their voice out there and expressing their input, and actually trying to make sure they have a shape in the development of it. That's what it's all about, really, in Stacks. I mean, feedback leads to a better product or service, right? And we have amazing builders in the ecosystem. It's crazy. So just keep providing that feedback.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. Like, so if you feel some type of way about something, definitely speak about it. There's no question about it. You need to put it out there. You got to put it out there. Feedback is critical to builders, right? It's how they shape and form, what their mode of operation, or what they're building. So that feedback from the community helps a lot, and it helps people get more creative. It helps more discussion. It pushes the space forward, is what I'm trying to say. So, really good stuff. I know that seeing that Stacks being noticed as the most secure Bitcoin layer, really like the one with the green light on Bitcoin finality, out of all the Bitcoin layers, is I think that we're in a good spot, and we have like think about how fast we filled the SBTC cap the last time that it was raised, right? So
Yeah,
imagine what
super
happens whenever
super
they lift
quick.
it.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
quick. And also, speaking of super quick, did you guys see that there was the recent more optimizations? Basically, there was some. I'm not sure if you like pay attention to the Stacks Dev account or not, but basically there was some bottleneck optimizations. I don't know if maybe that's the wrong term, but basically some optimizations that resulted in, after they cleaned up these three, I guess you'd say, updates or whatever, they increased the sync time by like 75x, and they also increased the transaction times, basically for transactions
I
being
knew it,
network wide, by 5 seconds, or to 5
dude.
seconds.
Dude, I knew it. I was talking about it on the nightly. Like I said it a couple of times. I said I don't know about you, but my Stacks transactions have been going through like fast. Like as
Super
soon as I
fast.
can, like
Super
as soon
fast,
as I
and like,
could.
yeah, it's super nice. Yeah, it's basically 5 seconds network wide, so
Bro,
that's basically 2x faster than Nakamoto when we first went live with Nakamoto, right? So that was
Well, sometimes a lot, sometimes even way more than 2x.
yeah,
It
there
was,
was most definitely rough spots on the initial launch of Nakamoto, because it had to kind of get,
adjust.
optimized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that optimization is starting to get really dialed in 5 seconds is pretty freaking nice. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it
Oh hell
like
yeah.
seems like so consistently that I'm able to see it confirmed before it's basically confirmed before I'm even able to like load it on the Explorer.
Yeah, you can't even like whenever you click view and explore, by the time
Mhm.
it's loaded, it'll say confirmed in block.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
That
nice.
shit is nice, bro. It is nice. And I do follow the Stacks Dev account. If you guys wanted to follow here, and I'll share my screen real quick so you guys can stay in the know about what's going on within Stacks with updates to the core protocol. Right? You can go to Stacks developers and follow them at Stacks Devs. And look at here, man. There's a real path to go from curious dev to funded founder on Bitcoin. Stacks lets you learn, build, ship, and scale with real support, open grants, and the tools to grow. Here's the full builder journey on Stacks. Start anywhere, refer back often. So I'll go ahead and share this right here. We've got listed in this infographic, we've got STX Dev, Learn. So we've got Stacks Primer, we've got Learn Web 3, Stacks Dev Build, we've got Code for Stacks, Stacks Ascent, Biddle Battle, we've got Bitcoin for Frontier Fund, Bitcoin Fi Accelerator. So, this is a good account to follow to stay in the know. So got some base stuff here. Big shout out to Eric. Eric is a base chat as well. How to use pits oracles for real-time price data in your Clarity smart contract on Stack. Oh, I'll also share this. Very cool, man. I love to see the short-form content coming from like multiple developers in our ecosystem, telling us like, hey, what's up from down, what's left from right, and how to get the job done. Rosar's one of those devs that's kind of doing his vibe coding 101 classes, showing people how to get Node.js downloaded to their
Their
operating
environment.
system. Yeah,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
it set up.
So if you scroll a little bit further down, you'll see the post I was talking about.
what do I use Node.js for?
Coding.
Yeah, for running basically a runtime server environment, more or less. I mean, you
So
can use
that's
it for other things.
if
You
I'm
can use it
writing
for
an
a lot of things, actually, but
is that
it's
how
just,
I run an app on my machine to see how it's going to work?
yeah, when you're like developing an app and you're maybe have some dependency, it just kind of depends on what you're building, obviously, but yeah, it's essentially server infrastructure. That's kind of the way I use it. But
So here it is. You probably felt it. Node v3.1.0.0.9 is live on Stacks, and it's a serious speed upgrade. Node operators, app devs, and RPC users, this one's for you. And here's what changed. All right, just a little read right quick. Over time, Node started lagging. Slow block reduction, RPC delays, syncing 1K blocks per hour. That is pain. The Hero team dug in with flame graphs to track bottlenecks. They found three big ones: bottleneck, slow SQL query during block sync, fix added a missing DB index. Result, sync speeds jumped 5x from 360 minutes to 140 minutes for 10K block. Another bottleneck, clarity metadata commits dragging. Added mitigation logic for a key index. The result, another 5 to 10x sync speedup unlocked. Another bottleneck, these guys are grinding. They're finding every way to optimize our ecosystem right now. And if you're not in Stacks, man, you're missing out. Expensive ancestry check during validation. Added caching. Dynamic programming for the win. A result, a 2 to 3x faster block syncing again. With all these fixes live, 70x 75x faster syncs, faster RPC, blocks now land in 5-second network wide. Let's go, dude. You guys are solid. If you want to deep dive, go follow Hero Systems at Hero Systems, and you can find this breakdown, performance tweaks to Stacks for to stay in the know. Very, very based. I love to see this. I mean, dude, I was here. We were all here whenever slow blocked, right? 15-minute transaction time. I mean, we're going
pre Nakamoto to 5-second blocks with Bitcoin finality. I mean, we're like living the dream, bro. We're like for real.
And I can only imagine what it was like for a dev building in this ecosystem, right? Having to like maybe do a transaction, it might fail, it might pass, depending on what you're testing, right? And then you have to redo it again, and that's 15-minute intervals, right?
I wonder, just think about, I'm not trying to dwell on the past, but just think about if when they launched back in March, April, if it actually hit like it finally did, but that much earlier, and where we might be now with if things had actually been a little bit earlier on that timeline. I wonder if it would be better or worse.
Right,
hard to say. I mean, interest is I mean, if you could predict the future, we'd all be gazillionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, and I think that I'm glad because I got to accumulate, and the foundation has only gotten more strong and thick. I'm talking about thick, So the technology, yeah, that's a thicken, bro. That's a thicken. So the foundation, the technology, and we see some new faces getting it. This gives everybody an opportunity to accumulate a little bit more. I know that smart money is buying these prices. This is like a point of control as far as price goes on STX. You'll see a lot of volume right now. There's a lot of people buying and selling. So, paper hands are going to paper hand the bottom, and smart money is going to accumulate, and then tech go to the moon. Price God candle, all that stuff happens. Just waiting on a catalyst event. So, we'll see. We shall see. I tend to be I tend to lean to the bullish side a lot, but I mean you can't beat sub-dollar Stacks.
What is crazy to me is like what we're experiencing right now would have, I mean, been considered impossible just a few years ago, like by most people. Obviously, it's technically possible because we're experiencing it right now. But like the naysayers back in the day, were like, "Oh, you can't do that on Bitcoin." So it's like, watch us, fuckers.
And we got real Bitcoin DeFi, right? We've got like so many based arbitrage plays that take place in this ecosystem. We have speculative assets. We have something very big coming, some sort of like markets. So like there's all sorts of things to pay attention to and look forward to in this space. So I think that a culmination of like, say for instance, you can use the Stacks blockchain from X in Discord now. That is a huge innovation. We have subnets. That's a huge innovation, right? Being able to batch transactions together and then settle in one transaction on chain. Huge for like gaming and stuff like that. Gaming applications. You name it. We got it.
Yeah, subnets opens up a lot for more integrations that need a little bit different pattern, basically. So, yeah, dude, the Stacks ecosystem is insanely based with great functionality. So, it's just a matter of expressing that functionality into application form and having users use that and realize what's possible and getting them their feet wet, so to speak. And then as they get their feet wet, they're like, oh, well, shit, I can do this and I can do that. And then soon before you know it, like they'll have ideas of their own. They'll talk with other people. They'll, get deeper in the ecosystem, so to speak. Because, I mean, what's not to like about it? You can earn so many different ways, easy peasy. You can also, build and actually have real effect and real change. You're not just like, and like, especially right now, you're not getting drowned out too much. There's plenty of open ears and, opportunities to be had.
Yeah, plenty of gaps to fill, right? There's plenty of things that still need to be built here.
Yeah,
but
like the storage.
infrastructure,
Storage infrastructure with
right.
Stacks integration, like the Gaia storage infrastructure, is most definitely a totally untapped, opportunity for businessmen to get into and start, offering service behind and start, charging users for storage. Like, why not? I mean, you can do these things. You just gotta have interest. So I'm excited to see how much the roadmap also and the SIP 31 is going to start opening up things for the ecosystem, because we have the tools, we have the builders, we even have the community. Now we just essentially just need to grow the community. The community is like, insanely based.
Yeah, and
so we got the right
and it's
mentality. So it's like, it's actually almost like a dream come true.
Yeah.
So, but the storage solution, right? The storage solution thing, it's kind of necessary for that to be there for apps to be able to develop further, though, right? Like most apps need something like that in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Or everyone has to build their own storage solution, and then it's more cumbersome and complicated. So there's a need for a tool like that.
Yeah, and we already have the library that makes it possible to leverage, to be able to store and still to store it on this. I mean, we can do it on a per user basis if we just look at the design right and leverage either zone file pointer records or just other maybe on chain directly pointer records. But there's a way to most definitely have a competitive environment, so to speak, for storage providers within the Stacks ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, multiple builders could build their own storage solutions, right? And then there you go. Like you have like that kind of niche to where it's like people are building for other builders, and then now they have options, and options are good.
Yeah, exactly.
Decentralize the storage solutions.
Yeah, I mean, most developers will probably take if they're wanting to be a Stacks developer or build on Stacks, they'll probably just take the option of hosting their own infrastructure that's still compatible with Stacks storage. That'd probably be the easiest way to do it for I guess you'd say the short term, but like the better long term vision is to have a competitive layer there for storage, so users have more flexibility to who they want for their storage provider.
So how does the WASM upgrade affect this storage? Does it have anything to do with it? Like, will it change anything?
I mean, it could impact it, I guess, but I mean, this is just that's like a programming type of consideration, whereas this is just a methodology. What I'm talking about more.
It's like, is it that the stack storage compatibility is like a standard almost, right? Like,
yeah.
So maybe it needs to be turned into a SIP for guidance to people for people to follow, like that. Is it
that's already functional, so to speak. It's just people need to take the software that's existing and implement it on their own infrastructure. There's even a how-to guide to do this. So as an app developer, you can either just follow that guide, or you can maybe integrate with somebody else that's already specifically offering that as a service within the ecosystem. Hero offered this service, the hosting service, for free for years. And it was nice, but it created kind of a problem with, centralization in terms of storage, because everybody's just like, well, I'll just use Hero because it's free and it's default, why not, And so, they decommissioned their free storage to help kind of force the hand of the ecosystem to be more decentralized with the storage. And so that basically means there's now an opportunity to be had for different entities to compete in that vein, so to speak. And because Hero is no longer basically absorbing all the action on it, they're out of free lane, so to speak. They're not offering free service for hosting Gaia the Stacks storage, basically. It's called Gaia traditionally, but
So Gaia was the data storage, free data storage solution provided by Hero on Stacks, and it was everyone used it by default because it was there, it was easy, and it was free.
Bingo.
It no longer exists.
Yeah, they decommissioned it because they don't want to promote centralized storage with it mainly, and also there's a cost that comes to bear at scale. The more users and more developers and more apps.
At some point, it's not viable it's not sustainable to offer that for free forever for everybody.
Exactly.
So that's probably more to do with it than. I'm not saying it should be censored. So I can see other problems with centralization besides that, but that's an unsustainable model either way. So it had to, but so they cut it off, and the idea is that the market will figure out its own solutions, and your opinion is that's actually an opportunity for someone to come along and build do it for a low cost and provide the service for a low cost and make it easy for devs so that they don't have to build it into their own. Everyone doesn't have to build out their own.
So ideally, it'd be to either offer service to devs and or users to have. I mean, the best solution, in my opinion, would be for users. So users have more portability and have, more responsibility for the cost to bear, because the cost to bear for data storage is, depends on typically how much, bandwidth it's going to consume when it's been transmitted from, where it's being stored to whoever's downloading it. So, if your content doesn't get any views, it's not expensive at all. But if your content, goes viral, then there's a decent, there's an expense to be had there.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it being like, hey, the bigger companies coming in, the more technical that their code base needs to be, like that. Yeah, it could become more and more expensive.
Look at like this. Every time you upload a video on Twitter, Twitter's hosting that content, right? And they're absorbing all the bandwidth costs to serve that content to the users. They're doing it based on the belief that they can make a profit based on ad space, right? And, their model is, I guess, working, depending on how you look at working, because Elon just bought it out for billions of dollars, right? So whether or not that's a actual sustainable model, in my opinion, probably it needs to be reevaluated logically, because a centralized player absorbing all the costs is obviously prone to fail, like we were just talking about. And
I know, but like, what about all his playthings, right? Like, can he write it off as a loss, like on his taxes? Like, like, hey, I lost money on Twitter because
I'm not a tax lawyer. I don't know about whether or not any of that applies. I do know that nothing in life is free, and thus to assume it is free is to probably make a mistake, right? And so we should encourage stack storage to have a competitive environment, because there is an opportunity for the different, I guess we'd just say businesses, to offer a service to users, charge them a fee to store their content, have the fee have service level, or have the content have service level agreements. Those could be those storage endpoints could then be integrated into apps settings on a user specific basis, and then the users get to choose where they want their content stored, and then the apps can kind of aggregate it together from different storage endpoints. I mean, it's more or less a kind of just a dynamic storage endpoint, but where users get to control the dynamics basically, and that means obviously users could prefer to run up or spin up their own storage and have it self-hosted truly, or they could choose to use a service provider.
Right, like if they build up a storage, like then they could charge like a little premium for using their storage, right? Like if they're gonna build up their own for their own whatever app they're building, then they could here, use these. You can store your stuff here for
that's why I was saying most apps that are gonna want to have stack storage integrated, now that Heroes is decommissioned, they're going to just spin up their own instance of Gaia storage basically and serve their apps users from that. But
decentralize it completely.
Yeah, go the full, just take it a little bit further, and we got the golden goose, so to speak.
I like it. The golden goose. That's the golden goose for storage solutions. Make your own.
Yeah, because we got then we'll have decentralized authentication with the wallets, right? We'll have obviously decentralized, money with security of Bitcoin finality, right? So that's kind of inherent. But then the decentralized storage for content, that's like dials it all in for everything required to have every modern app. I mean, especially when you're talking about subnets on top of that, then basically we have the ability to build essentially any application we want with full integration. So yeah, that's kind of huge.
Speaking of building apps, right? So we were talking a little bit earlier about maybe a feature for BoostX, right? Like maybe being able to send multiple SIP10 assets in one boost, right? That's just something that came to mind whenever I was using BoostX within Discord to distribute prizes for the Zest community chest during the Zest meme point sprint. What we have is a basket of assets that has from different community tokens within the ecosystem. We have Rue, Flat, Leo, STSDX, and now Peggy, all within the Zest community chest. These Zest community chests are prizes for participating in weekly challenges, daily rumbles in the Zest Discord. So whenever I was using it to distribute prizes to users with their .btc, .stx, .id names within Discord as their X Discord or their Discord names, I found that I was like, hey, what if we can bundle up some of these assets and use Boost that way, right? It'd be time efficient. So we were kind of, just kind of brainstorming and talking about, if that's feasible or, stuff like that. I know you have plenty of base updates coming, and I don't want to add more to it.
Yeah, well, bro, please add this to the list. I love it. Yeah, like I said before we were, on the podcast, that's most definitely something that's doable. It essentially would leverage a list and some folds, or a fold, so to speak. But in terms of when it will be available, I can't make a promise, but I will most definitely add it to the to-dos.
That's sick. I didn't mean to twist the arm. Just
it was already I already pretty much was thinking that anyways. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's about priorities in terms of time at the moment, and the existing, V2, V3, V4 milestones, the major upgrades between the versions, those are going to basically consume the majority of the time as we develop. But I'm sure that now that I know that that's a desired feature, and I can see that there is some value there because it's basically saving users time, saving some fees. That's what we value everybody's time. So I'll most definitely add it on the list. Oh,
Yeah, I appreciate that, dude. That's like, I know that you've taken community like feedback very well. It's been like a core thing in the process of developing new features on BoostX. That's one of my favorite things about the way that you build, is that you include the community. You keep the founders, or the community founders, the users, everybody in mind when building. And speaking on those updates that are coming,
mhm.
including V2, did you want to get a little bit into, like, just
Yeah,
rehash it since it's a fresh week,
for
and like
sure.
maybe if somebody hasn't heard?
Yeah, for sure. So BoostX V2 is coming. What that really means for the users is that there's now an opportunity for you guys to start growing with us as a team, as basically earning part of the service fee and by onboarding users. So essentially, we're adding the BoostX options page where users can define their referral and 3 sponsor names. So all these are definable by BNS name, and then as you use BoostX with those optional names defined, each one of those optional names defined gets 10% of the service fee. So basically, you'll pay out who referred you and onboarded you, if somebody onboarded you, or if you're onboarding people, as they use the app, they will be paying you 10% of the service fee. And the referrals are one-time settable. The sponsors are updatable over time, so you can update them whenever you want. And then the sponsors basically are kind of like, the way we look at it is like your microfunding and signaling support for specific entities or things in the Stacks ecosystem by BNS name. And then the coolest part about it is, in my opinion anyways, that since these all leverage BNS names, there's basically portability with the names. You can transfer name ownership, but for example, if GP went out there and onboarded some users and then wanted to have them all maybe specify some random name that he registered, some random name.btc or whatever, and then they put that in as a referral, and then later he could sell that name on the third-party marketplace, on BNS marketplace, BNS One marketplace, right? And then his justification for his price could be basically that it's generating some revenue based off of user activity use on BoostX. So super excited to see how this kind of adds a new layer of I guess functionality to BNS in that sense.
I feel like this is the most major update for like bringing utility to BNS names ever, right? And they just got to the point to where you can update the zone file on your .btc, .stx, whatever namespace you're using, and add like avatars, bios, connect other wallets. So like the experience for having a .btc name and then utilizing it on X to, say if you're within a certain space and then a founder comes to that space and does a space drop, you can receive tokens for participating in a space, just for being in that space and having a BNS as your X name, right? So it's huge.
Yeah.
I think that this is a huge unlock for our ecosystem as far as like social fi applications and earning for content creators, right? Content creation is like the way that we distribute the information, so this incentivizes it in multiple ways. And then not only that, it incentivizes you to onboard users into the ecosystem. And BNS is one of those things that it's one of those tools that we can use that's so easy to onboard people. You want a .btc in your name and actually be earning from putting your time and effort into making content on X, then go register on BNS.1. Makes sense. So
Yeah, and speaking of BNS, the recent update to the zone file, like you mentioned, now users can specify their X handle in there, which I recommend they do, obviously. And in V2, we're gonna have on BoostX V2, we're also gonna have search by BNS in your actual address bar of your browser. So you'll just type in BNS space and then the BNS handle, like so cryptodo.btc or gpsc.btc. It will actually here if you want to actually just show the users,
yeah, absolutely.
if you don't mind, scroll up and to the right.
So up here, right?
Yeah, click on that and then go to view profile.
So I go to my profile here, right?
Yeah, and then hit edit.
Edit. And I can
and so you can just find your bio. So go ahead and and then you can put if you want to put a profile image, you can either select your NFTs you own or enter a valid URL. But just leave that; it's fine for now. But see where it says socials, that little plus button next to socials, click that. And then select the X, or it's up at the top, I believe. Yeah, you gotta scroll up on your window, bro.
There we go.
Yeah, and then put in your actual Twitter handle. You don't need to put the @ sign.
No @ sign.
Correct.
And it'll tell you green
whenever. Hit save over there on the right. Yeah. Okay, and then now go down and hit save or save changes. Yeah, there you go. And then confirm.
And it'll pop up your little wallet, just a sign. It's just a little gas, not even 1 cent worth of STX to approve it. And then there you go. It's that easy to add your X profile to your BNS name that you're using on X, right?
Exactly.
I have bio right here. I can go. I could go to Imgur or like Flickr, any of these image storing places, and then go host an image on their platform. Grab the URL to it, and then now I have an avatar for my BNS. You can go here.
And here's the really the kind of the cool part that we're adding, with BoostX, we're adding it to where in your address bar, you'll actually be able to search by BNS. So you'll just type in BNS space, and then you'll put in gpsc.btc, and then when you hit enter, it'll redirect you to the corresponding X profile page according to the record that you just defined, right? So that translation from BNS name to X profile page natively in the browser, that's a pretty fun thing, because we can also do other things in theory with it, like .apps, maybe redirect to apps. There's potentially different things you could do, but the BNS, that unlock is also not that specific unlock, but the V2 social, with that, I guess you'd say, point in the object model, that also is how we'll validate the BNS badges on profile pages when we're on X. So when basically we'll check that record, look for that record, and if that record matches basically the URL that the user's on, then we'll know to present the badge, basically, right? So just give you a little insight on how that works.
See this BNS right here? Big Thick Daddy.btc, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Big Thick Daddy. Got some other stuff, some other cool stuff here for you.
So you should use bigthickdaddy.btc when you're onboarding people, and then sell that.
It depends on who you're at.
For like a shit ton of STX.
Yeah, and I might just spin up an alt account, right? Maybe that'll be my troll account, and it's Big Thick Daddy, and I just do all of my referrals from there.
or
Big
just
Daddy?
GPSC hyphen ref.btc or something like that. Just I don't know what people want to use, but they can use any BNS they want. Basically, if it's .btc, .stx, or .id, it'll be basically savable.
Dude, it's sick. You want to see another one that I got? I got DeOrganized Nightly. I got Degen Activities, Bitcoin Profit. I got Big Daddy, not
Oh,
the
you
one,
got them both just in
not
case.
with the two C's.
Smart,
Got the one with the
smart, dude.
Bitcoin one. You know what I'm saying? Spelled. I've got DiddyParty.btc.
Oh my god,
Emergency Broadcast.btc. Right? Okay. Right.
Dark dude is rubbing off on you, or what's going on here?
Oh, dude, definitely. We go off. We go off together. Of course we do. Remember Fergs? Remember Fergs? Remember he was like a co-founder of a major like project, and he was like fronting on Spaces with the .btc name, and we caught him. So I got his. I tried to send it to him, but he just wouldn't send me his wallet. Hardcore Parkour.btc, right? That's Office memes. We got Kevin's Chili, right? Kevin's Chili from the Office. Pool Profits. What else we got here? We got worldstage.btc, wagmehub.btc. Okay. Sinburb, I need to send this to. She was an artist that we interviewed on Art on Stacks. That's not a thing.btc, commemorating a moment that me, Peace, and Jack shared together, right? So it's plenty of stuff. And Trabala.stx. So very cool. All of these BNSs have specific use case on X and Discord. So I think that it's really cool. I love being able to add an avatar, a little bio, all that stuff. Makes it extra special. And then,
And I'll kind of just not to reiterate and to beat a dead horse here, but if your account, it's a good reason to have a BNS name on your X profile page for obviously not just the I can get boosted and tipped point, but also for recoverability for your followers. If for some reason the algorithm or people or whatever, for some reason X decides to just nuke your account, you can still recover. Basically, not obviously your content, but at least people can find the real you.
I've been there, and I would like for people to find the real me, right? Have a little badge saying, "Hey, this BNS is the real one that is registered, and this is the actual participant." Because I had my X account suspended in December last year for about a month, so I did not get it back until the end of January. So that resonates with me as a content creator. I want to be able to at least show people that yes, this is the real account. If you fuck with me and you want to follow,
that's the whole point of the BNS badge, basically, to make it nice at a glance. That because really it's about leveraging that zone file pointer record because you control that as the owner of the BNS name, and that's pointing at an X profile page. So you're always going to say, "Yep, this is me," no matter which account you're actually using, right, on X, so to speak, and then the app will basically interpret that and then render the badge according to whether or not that user is on the correct URL.
I
fucking
have a
love
question.
it, dude.
What's up, Zinni?
Yeah, GP, I drop you screenshot DM. Can you check it?
Yeah. Let me check it out. Is it on X?
Yeah, on X.
Let me go check
I
it out.
just
real quick.
wanna, since you all of you speak in native English, I wanna ask a question. It's important for.
Gotcha. Let me pull this up and we take a look at it, Zinni. All right. We got it right here. So taking a look at this.
Yeah, so
Oh my
we
God,
have very
that's so
simple,
messed
like 10 icons from. It's very simple icons, but I think we have to remove this pin icon because I am not sure. Like, so the idea when people in chats start to talk each other, they have to define the words very simple, like K, watch, heart, yeah. So I'm not sure about the pin, and I'm not sure about the gear. What do you think?
So pin. So as far as like Gen Z would know exactly what a pin is, but as for me, and I think it's more about age group, right? Like I might not know about dropping a pin. I haven't used it very often, but I know Gen Z. That's how they use the link up. Hey, this is where I'm at. Boom, drop a pin. Like this,
Yeah, so we can like change the pin for triangle for something very simple.
I think so. Something that would resonate with everyone. that is easily identifiable. I don't see it as a major issue, Zinni, as just calling that a pin. But I do see your concern. So a triangle, that would make it easier, right? But I also don't. On the other hand, I like the pin, right? It seems like it's something that could, I don't know, resonate with some type of users, but I could see where there could be confusion. So, I mean, if you want to keep it as simple as possible and that is the goal, I think
Yeah.
I'm right.
Okay. What about gear?
Gear is perfect.
Okay.
Maybe,
Nice.
yeah. Gear uh may need may it does look like a gear, but it also looks like something else. I don't can't put my finger on it, but I think gear is fine too. I think gear is fine. Sunshine, crown, box, uh, camera, star, key, watch, heart.
Yeah, we wanna like make it as simple as possible, like
Yeah,
to
key watch, gear box, camera, heart, pin, sun, crown, star.
Yeah, so gear and pin would be the two that I would say
yeah, that
may.
was my first thought when I see it because like
If you took the on the gear, if you took the little line that's kind of like the inner half, like those dashes on the inner half where the
yeah, okay, maybe people call it circle. We'll see. Okay, we did.
Magnifying glass would be one that I could see people identifying immediately, like that's a magnifying glass. Triangle, of course, simple shapes are very easy to identify.
Okay,
Um, you
thank
know,
you.
yeah, man, of course. Um, but yeah, those two right there. I'm excited for what you got going
No,
on with
that's sweet.
Homeboy. I can't wait. What's up, Shift? How we doing, bro? Got Shift in the building. Let's go. Got all the guys in the house, and I think that you know, we are rounding about that very end time for the segment, but Shiftlet always comes through with alpha or good vibes, so I'm gonna give Shiftlet a moment.
Okay, everyone, good night. I have to go.
All right, Zany, have a good night, brother. I'll see you first thing in the morning, man.
Have a good night.
What up, Shift? How we doing tonight, bro?
Doing good. Just hanging out with the girls. I'm cooking up some eggs. I saw Connecticut's governor sign their anti-reserve bill into law, so they're like perma not going to make it. So Connecticut officially sucks as a state. So
that's not a new development that they officially suck though. That's long standing.
well now
Yeah, that's up there, Eastern area.
well now they're legislating guaranteed to suck as a state with all the Bitcoiners everywhere.
Yeah, they're just accepting the truth.
Yeah,
that's they're like there's
the international
their
crowd
prehistory
Connecticut
guaranteed that they had to do this stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Was that Shift?
Well, no, even international people that weren't even tracking, like United, like the various states within the U.S., like now they know what Connecticut is because they signed that anti-bill into law. So Bitcoiners everywhere are like, man, I don't know where Connecticut is on a map, but they suck.
Betas. They need some ashwagandha. I said that to Pete this morning in the chat. Oh shit. Yeah, so Connecticut sucks. I should have added that as part of the name, man. I did one for one episode. I remember you told me about this like it was like a couple weeks ago when they were thinking about an anti SBR esque bill, and now it's law, right? So they're officially not gonna make it. Coming from Honey Badger STX, calling it now. Forget about it. The alpha's there. And if you're fading Bitcoin right now, as a state, a ballerina instruction class, a scientific group, a university, not going to make it automatically, especially as a state or a nation state or a country, right? So, don't know what to say about that, man. Any other thing that you saw interesting on? I saw that Coinbase was going to be like moving. What were they gonna do? They did something about like some stuff. Oh, Circle. It was Circle moving to get like banking stuff done. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
good item, Robinhood, they're going to be doing some sort of on-chain stuff as well as having automatic redemptions into crypto via their credit card. I mean, you could do it previously, but it wasn't automatic. You had to like redeem it into cash, put the cash in your Robinhood account, and then manually buy crypto. But now they're implementing it to where their credit card will feature a reward option where you get auto redemptions into crypto. So, you know, it's like 3% flat on their credit card as far as rewards go. So you could basically have a 3% back in Bitcoin on all your purchases. And then if Robinhood carries stacks one day, that means 3% back in stacks, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, and also Robinhood successfully transferred private OpenAI shares via Arbitrum, confirmed CEO Vlad Tenev. So they're now like transferring stocks holdings via Arbitrum. Did that.
Yep.
And what else did it? They did like I think they have like futures markets and stuff in the EU. Here we go. Robinhood launches tokenized U.S. stock trading in the EU, unveils a layer 2 blockchain, adds crypto staking in the U.S., and rolls out perpetual futures in Europe. So Robinhood doing a bunch of stuff, right? Good for the space. Good for the space. You know, the people that aren't in the know, right? With decentralized finance, this is their route. So this is their first exposure. It might just like onboard them, seeing that Robinhood has those options now. So pretty big.
Offering a layer too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good going forward, and hopefully it'll open up to the U.S. markets because I know it's only in Europe at the moment.
Yep, we'll see. We shall see. And then I expect a lot of like news this month for some reason. I feel like it's going to be like last month was a heavy news month. This month going into FOMC on the 29th and 30th. I just feel like it's going to be news heavy. There's going to be a lot to cover. So, you know what it is. You're ahead of the know before anybody else. You're like, yo, I've been looking at this for like 12 months, bro. And it's the last 6 days before. They got to make a decision. And then you're the guy that's like, yeah, I've been hawking. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming through, man. Guys, we are about that hour, getting around that hour and a half mark. And, your boys got to eat, go recharge the batteries and handle some final different little things before I call it a night. I want to go around the room and just, see if we had any final thoughts, any closing frequencies we want to put out to the ethos, all that good stuff. Shameless Shills, Crypto Dude, I'm going to shoot to you first tonight, bro. What's up, man?
All right. So, Shameless Shill, of course, get BoostX from the Chrome extension web store, and get it for your browser. Then, if you already have it, please leave a review. We'd appreciate it. Oops, something's going on here. I don't know if that's the... Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Maybe it's just the restream. But, yeah. Get the... There you go. BoostX from the Chrome store. And then leave a review. We'd appreciate it. And then we got V2 coming real soon. Get ready to start earning alongside the platform. Basically, we're going to all grow together. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. Oh, wait. Also, of course, can't forget, continue to build the change and be the change. Let's go.
Badass, dude. Thank you for all you do for this ecosystem, my friend, and fighting for this ecosystem at all costs. This is the time, and we need builders, more builders like you, building the change. Thank you, good sir. Peace. Any final thoughts, closing frequencies, any final additions to the combo?
If there's anyone left that hasn't voted, go vote for SIP31, stx.eco, or if you're holding your STX liquid on Stacking DAO, over at Stacking DAO, app.stackingdao.com/vote, and vote for or against. I think it's like 97% for. Can't imagine that many people are opposed, but even if you are opposed, go make your voice known, and get out there and vote, participate in all that stuff. And while you're doing so, admire GP's, fly voguing. There we go. Man, honestly, it's been a very busy couple of weeks, and I think the whole ecosystem's slowing down a little bit. Not slowing down, but like just taking a break. Everyone, yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about, bro? We got 5-second times now. You should say it's slowing down, speeding up, boys. Let's go.
I meant like everyone's kind of like just kind of taking a break because it's been pushing on a bunch of things. It was push to Vegas, and right out of Vegas was
the people are slowing down a little bit. Gotcha.
SIP 31.
Enjoying the ride.
Right. We pushed through SIP 31. We got, a lot of different people got a lot of different influences and actually did impact how that was written and what it was designed to do. We got the votes gone live. So like there's been a lot of pushing in through and a bunch of other stuff happening in between all of that too. Yeah. Like you had a ton of stuff you've been working on because of this Gaia development. And so, everyone's tired. So I think there's a little bit of everyone's like, the people are slowing down a little bit, taking a little bit of time. It doesn't seem like there's quite as much chatter going on X. And I think maybe we all need that a little bit.
We built the momentum and now we're kind of coasting, right? Like, just like.
Right. We're still here. Like, but that's
I think we're prepping for the next endurance challenge of
100%
getting to the next level, because right now it's basically feels like we just went from 0 to 1 and now we're trying to go from 1 to many, you know what I'm saying? So
and we're there, like we're on the precipice of like there's only going to be that much. There's a lot of work to prepare for proposals. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be making proposals that are going to need some guidance and some help with that stuff. And who knows what anyone's going to get. And there's a lot of people that are going to put things together, organizing some ideas and from the community side of things. And there's a lot to do on the marketing side and on the governance side of things and the SIP stuff that's coming down the pipe. Like there's no shortage of, there's not going to be a lot of periods for rest. So we might want to kind of just take this little lull soft period as the opportunity that it is. And so, I mentioned earlier yesterday, I think it was just yesterday or maybe this morning, we're not going to do a show Friday, or at least not Friday morning. GP can do what he wants during the fireworks on Friday, but I suggest he should just it's 4th of July.
Yeah, I like good family and doing the thing.
Yeah, you got shit to do, and you've definitely earned the break, and it's a good time to take a break.
I agree, dude. Oh yeah, and so I'm gonna be coaching flag football. So Thursdays will also likely be that day, so I'll be coaching the little.
I just want to let you know, flag football is a little bit different, but once it goes to tackle, that's just 5 nights a week, bro.
I know it, dude. I played football, so
This fair lunch comment nailed it. Pretty much the calm before the storm.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. What's up, Fair Launch?
Big facts, dude. Fair Launch. Chad within the ecosystem, outspoken. We need outspoken individuals. Big shout out to Fair Launch. Last but not least, man. Shiflet. Any final thoughts? Closing frequencies? Additions to the conversation? Shameless shows. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Christmas in Stacks is almost here. The presents are under the tree. You can see where the vote's going. And then you just get the official count on the 9th when it closes out, which is Christmas Day. And then everything that we've been waiting to happen happens following July 9th.
Let's go, dude. Let's go get bullish, guys. This is the moment, and be calm before the storm. Christmas is here, and the repricing is near. Fellas, thank you for coming through tonight, dude. I appreciate you guys as always. Always a great show whenever we got the guys in the house. So you guys have a high frequency rest of your night, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Catch you on the flip side.
Sounds like fun. Later.
Night, y'all.
This has been another based episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars together, have a high frequency conversation about what's going on in the Bitcoin space, the crypto space, alpha fresh and hot off the presses. You name it, we got it on DeOrganized Media. Be sure to go to deorganized.media and set up your profile today to start earning some dabs. I'm telling you, you do not want to sleep on dabs. Tune into the Let's Go Morning Show at 8:30 a.m. ET Monday through Friday, along with the DeOrganized Nightly segment at 7 p.m. ET. Get into the Zest and Stacking DAO Discords, get activated, get mobilized with a based community, and earn some SIP10 tokens at the bottom and ride the wave. I'm telling you guys, the time is now. And, our future is so bright, we need shades, and we are so early, it hurts. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I am GP with DeOrganized Media, and I'm going to go eat a sandwich. You guys have a good one. Peace.
What are you DJs doing? Go get yourself something to eat, take a shower, cut some grass, get some rest. I love you. I promise we won't be long. Take care of yourself.